Hi everybody, this is Kim and we are going to do another project today, and I'm excited about this one. I had so much fun creating it. It was just fun. So before we're going to go ahead and do our word for the day, and then we will go ahead and get started on the project. So I'm going to flip our word around. And a word, it comes from Psalm 5:11, and it says, "But let all who take refuge in you be glad. Let them ever sing for joy." And I don't know if I've shared with you before, um, but I love to worship the Lord. I cannot sing. I wish I could. I can't play an instrument. I wish I could. And I probably could if I would. I could play an instrument. The singing's a totally different thing, but I could probably learn to play an instrument. And I actually have asked a friend of mine if she will. I've had a keyboard for 10 years, and I've asked her to teach me um, how to play my keyboard better. I self taught myself to do a couple of songs, but my point is that I'm not a professional, and I don't do that great, but I love to sing, and it really brings me joy. Like, I love Sunday mornings and doing praise and worship. Love, 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 love that so much, because God has given me a vision of that. And when we leave this earth, and we go to heaven, guess what? We're going to be praising Him all day long, and I'm excited about that. That brings me joy. So Psalm 5:11, I love it, and I love to make. And I tell people I make a joyful noise unto the Lord, and that's the way I feel about it. But I'm grateful that the Lord doesn't mind my joyful noise. I'm going to take this off, and this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you, I'm going to bring these up here and show you these first. These are the earrings. I've not put, there's two things I need to still do on these. I need to put the holes in them. I need to drill the holes at the top up here. And I've painted them on the back side, but I'm going to put some glitter on the back to finish those off. But here are the earrings. And so I've made a sun, some waves. That's what those are representing. I've got fish right here, bubbles from the fish, and then I have a starfish on each side. I've got a shell on each side, and a piece of shell. So that's my beach. Okay, so we're gonna actually, what we're gonna do is duplicate those on. Those are the earrings. We're going to duplicate it on the pendant here. I have to excuse the lighting here. It's not the best in the world. It's in the afternoon, and it is a cloudy, rainy day. But I was so excited to do this that I wanted to go ahead and do this with you. So I'm going to bring, so I've sanded my wood piece. So I've sanded the edges. I've shown you in one of my other videos how to sand. So I've sanded this down, okay, front and back and sides. And this is just like a teardrop wood blank. So you're going to need a wood blank of your choice. I think the teardrops worked well for this beach scene that I'm doing. So you'll need that. I got the package of these little fishies here, the resin. They work with resin, it says. These came from Hobby Lobby. They were only like $2.50. But a big old package of fish. And we're going to use the fish out of there. This came from Hobby Lobby. This was $2.49. And these are like little bubbles that you use with UV resin. But we're not going to use UV resin. Okay. So there's those. So, and I just, what I did is put a few of those bubbles over here in a container that I have for a painting, what you put paint in, but I'm just putting the bubbles in there to keep them stored. So I've got some bubbles. I have my fish up here that we're going to use. I have a yellow paint pen. I have a light blue paint pen. The yellow we're going to use for the sun up here. The blue paint pen here is a light blue, and I'm just going to do paint my sides and paint the back. Okay, these are acrylic markers that I'm using. These two are. Let me show you where I got these. This came out of a, again, these were, I think these are from Hobby Lobby. These were inclusions. These were $2.99. But they've got seashells, and you'll notice they have little starfish in here, and just a mix of stuff. Shell. There's some shell right there. Okay, so I used this, and I took out the smallest pieces. So I have a little shell here that I'm going to use, and I'll bring it up so you can see it. If I can pick it up. And this is just a little bitty tiny shell. Okay. There you go. There's the shell. I got a couple little small pieces of shell here, and then I have I think this is probably a resin starfish, and there is that, and that's what we're going to use. Okay. Oh, and then the other thing I have over here on the side, and let me show you this. I got this, I'm pretty sure from Dollar Tree, and it's like a bubble paint. And this is white, and that is what I use to make my waves to kind of stand out up here at the top. Okay, right there. Puffy paint, that's what it's called, puffy paint. So this is white puffy paint. I've got a light blue, a real light blue paint that I'm going to use. In that paint, I will use, and let me show you up here, for the sky, this part right here, the sky. Okay. And then I got these, which from Dollar Tree. It's a paint set, and they're metallic paints, and I'm going to use the metallic paints. Okay, and this was $1.25. So again, what I have here is doesn't cost a whole lot. And then I used one of my, you know how I like these little plastic things for my jewelry? I'm actually using this for water for my paint, the metallic paints over here. And this little brush came with the metallic paints. So that's it. I'm going to take my acrylic marker, my blue acrylic marker, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the edges and the back. And I'm using the side, I'm not using the tip, I'm using the side to paint this because I just want to paint the edges. And this is the best way to do that. Oops, sorry for hitting the camera. And again, I apologize, the lighting. I hope I can get this done before it gets too awful dark. It shouldn't take too long. Okay. Okay. So, I've done the sides, and now all I'm going to do is just take, again, the side of this acrylic marker, and we are just going to color in the back. This is the back of my pendant. Just like this. And I try to do long strokes on this so that it doesn't look so choppy. Okay. I'm going to take it this away and go down here and finish this out. Now we'll have to touch up the sides a little bit because when we go to work with this, we'll just have to touch up the sides, but it's not a big deal. And then, so there's the back and my edges. Okay. All right. Next, I'm going to take my yellow acrylic marker, and I'm just going to paint, if you will, the yellow, which is the sun. You'll notice I have a pencil mark here, so I'm just going to paint that just like that. So I've painted the tip, if you will, yellow, and that's for my sun peeking through. Now I'm going to take some water, and I've got it off to the side here, but I've got some water, and all I'm going to do is get into the orange on the metallic paint here, and I'm just getting this wet. Okay. And I'm trying not to hit the camera, and I'm sorry if I did. Okay. So I've got some paint on my brush here. And all I'm going to do is go to the outline, if you will, and do orange. Just like that. I'm going to get a little more paint on my brush. And again, we're just going to make just like that, okay? And then if I get any on the side, I'm going to kind of wipe it off because I don't want it to be real heavy. And I'll just take, if you'll notice that side right there that's got a little bit on it, I will take my blue marker and go back over it. Okay. Very light. I'm not putting any more paint on it. I'm just kind of, actually what I'm doing is bringing that orange up here a little bit and swiping it. I'm not making it real orange up here, but just to make it blend, if you will. Okay. So we've got a little bit of orange in with that yellow, just like that. Okay. Okay. Next, I'm going to dip this back in my water over here to the side. I'm not wiping off my brush at all. And then next, what I want to do is put it in, and let me show you. So you've got the yellow, the orange, and then you've got like a little bit of the gold color. So I'm just going to put my paintbrush, and I'll show you what I'm doing right here. And I'm going to put it into a little bit of my gold. Okay. And what the gold is going to do, it's almost like little rays coming down for my sun is what I'm trying to do with that. And once you get your paintbrush loaded, you see I've got some paint on there. Doesn't have to be a lot. And all I'm going to do is I'm doing, I don't know if you could see this, hopefully you can. I'm just kind of real lightly bringing that gold up into the orange, just to give it a little, almost like little rays. Get some more of the gold on here. Okay, just like that. Okay. It doesn't look like much now, but it will. And I'm cleaning off my side. And there's where that looks, okay? Or what that looks like. Now, I'm going to rinse out my brush again with my little water off the side. And the next thing I'm going to do is this blue. I'm going to take this pen that we used for the sides and the back, and just, I'm making just a couple little marks. Just a couple little paint marks in that, okay? Just like that. And I'm going to take my light blue paint that we have on the side, and we're going to get just a little bit of this paint. Just a little bit. I don't need a whole lot. Just a little bit on our paintbrush. And I'm going to very lightly paint this. You notice I've got a very light amount of paint on my brush because I don't want a whole lot. And it's just basically blending in with the gold and everything else. And this is just this is our sky. Okay. I'm going to get just a little bit more, just a tiny amount on my brush of this paint. And you can use any paint you got. It just needs to be a really light blue. And this is like a baby blue, very light blue. Okay, and I've got some more paint. Okay, and I'm just going to make again And that's what we have so far. Okay. Next, I'm going to put the top back on my paint because we're done with that. I didn't want to take that whole top off. There we go. All right, I've got the top back on that. I'm gonna wash that blue out of my paintbrush. And this time I'm gonna just dab it off with a paper towel. But now I'm gonna dip a little more water. Now I'm going back in, get a little more water. Now I'm gonna take some of the white or the silver metallic right here. We'll put some water and again get my paintbrush loaded up. It won't be a lot, but we're just gonna put, all right, there we go, starting to load it up a little bit. Okay. Okay, got a little bit of paint on there. That's all you need. And now I'm going to paint this with the metallic. I need to get some more on my paintbrush. And it's very light. It to the edge so it kind of blends in with your sky there a little bit. Okay, so we've got, you can't see a whole lot of it, but there is that color. Okay, I'm gonna go this away just a little bit. All right, just like that. Now we're gonna do some blue, and we're gonna do the blue. We're gonna do this blue here, which is almost like a teal blue, if you will. I'm just putting some water in it, rubbing my paintbrush around, get some metallic paint on it. I love this set. It's got some real pretty colors. It works great for what we're doing here. All right, and I'm loading up my paintbrush. So there's some blue on that, okay? So this is a greenish blue. This is going to end up being our water, okay? So I'm just going to, this time I'm going to lay it down, and we are just, and this is where we're going to put our little fishies in our water, okay? And I'm blending the edges a little bit, not going over too far, but blending the edges because we want to make sure that, but that almost looks like water. It's probably hard to tell, but it does. Okay, then I'm going to rinse out my brush in the water and get the excess water off of it. And now we're going to do this bottom. This is going to be our beach. Okay, so what I'm going to do is dip it back into the water. Okay, and we're going to hit the gold right here. And the gold is the right color to make it look like a sandy beach. And we're just, again, getting our paintbrush loaded up. real good with this metallic gold looking color. And now we're just going to paint this bottom. And this is going to be our beach, if you will. That's what it looks like. I'm going to put just load my paintbrush up a little bit more. And I'm going to go up here just a little bit. Just like that. And widen out our beach, or sandy beach here. Just like this. Okay, now that looks crazy. It looks like a mess, but it's going to look really good when we get done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm going to come back. So I will pause this, and we'll come back and finish putting the finishing touches on this. So here's what I'm going to do. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put these waves up here on. And I'm taking the puffy paint, okay, and we're just going to do some waves. And I'm going to hold it so I don't make a mess. And all I'm going to do is just do, get this to come out, okay, and then we're just going to make kind of some, just what you think waves would be. Okay. Your waves can go any way you want them to. Okay. I think I'm going to make that one go kind of around a little bit. Okay. Just like that. And then I'm going to wipe off the tip of this, and that will dry as we're working with the other. So now I have a little tube. I got these from Dollar Tree. This is a little tube of super glue. Okay. So what I'm going to do is before I put the super glue on, I'm going to put my fish on here the way that I think I want them to go. Okay. So, and they're going to be in the blue part right here. So I think I want that little fishy there. This is a yellow fishy. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out if I want the yellow fish or the other blue fish. That's a yellow fish. The yellow fish doesn't show up real well, so I think I'm going to take him off. We'll try the blue fish. come back here. And that is still wet, so be very careful with that white up there. Okay. Let me try my blue one here. I was going to put 3, but I really don't have room to put 3 on this. So we will just put, I think, the 2. Yeah, I think I'll go that route. So we'll have to have a fish going this way and a fish going that way. Okay. So that's the way our fish are going to go. So I'm going to take our fish back off. And get out of that. All right. And all we're going to do is take super glue. It doesn't take much, just a little bit of squeeze here. Take a little bit here on that side and a little bit here on that side. That's all it's going to take. Okay. We're going to take our fish and we're going to put him right here. Just like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take my other one and we're going to put him right there like that. Get him. And you'll have to take something to, I guess, if you will, maneuver them to place them where you want them. Okay, so I'm going to put him right there. And press them down. That's all you got to do is press them down. The next thing I'm going to put on is my bubbles. My little, about 3 or 4 of these bubbles. And so where we're going to put the bubbles is going to be right here in the center. A little drop there and a drop up here. So I'm going to put a bigger bubble. Oop, and he went across the table. I lost like 2 or 3 of these earlier. I'm going to grab this. And we're going to grab one of our bubbles. And we're going to place it right there. Come back. Right there. I might put that one on the other side over there. And I want a little bitty baby bubble. I gotta find a little bitty baby bubble. That's too big. I think there's one right there. There's a little bitty baby bubble. We're gonna put him right there. And then I can't remember if I put, I think I did, put another one of these bubbles, I think over here on this side. I think I put glue there. Okay. And then I'm going to find another little baby one. And I'm going to have to set these, I'm going to have to look. Ones I want is tiny, and I'm going to put one right there. And there is another little tiny one, and it rolled off. Okay, let me do this. I'm going to pick this up. I have a bubble there. We have bubbles there. See our bubbles? Okay. And I want to put a bubble, one more bubble, like up here, I think. And I'm just going to put a dab of glue because I want to ensure that that stays. Okay. Okay. And let me get try to get one of these baby bubbles. Okay, there we go. Baby bubble right there. Okay. So we've got 2 bubbles over there and a couple bubbles there. Okay. One more bubble, or maybe a couple more bubbles right over here on this side. Okay, there's a big bubble, and I want a baby one. Again, I've got to bring it close to me to find a baby one. And there's actually 2 of them, and I think I will use 2 of them. That is cute. So we have bubbles over here, and we're going to have to let that dry. So that's going to have to dry a while. The other thing, like, they are super glued, but here's the other thing. We're going to put some glaze over this to protect it, and the glaze will also hold them into place. So we have 3 bubbles here, 2 bubbles there, and then 2 bubbles over here, okay? And our fishies and our waves. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Now we're going to add some more of the super glue right here on our sandy beach, if you will. I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to put little spots here and a spot right here. Okay. We're going to take our starfish and put him right there. We're going to take, I'm going to put the bigger ones on first. We're going to take that seashell and put it right there. We're going to take that, put it there. This right there. I'm going to put a little more glue down. Okay. And we have one little shell here that I'm going to put down. Right there. Okay. And you all, this is our finished piece. I think it's really cute. Okay. So I'm going to drill the holes. Okay. I'm not going to do that on here with you, but I'm going to put some glitter, a little bit of glitter, silver glitter on the back. And when I do that, I will come back. We'll do it like a part 2 of this, and we'll put together a necklace and earring set. So that's what it looks like. That's pretty much the final piece. I don't know about you, but I think it's cute. I think it's really cute, and it's definitely a conversation piece, right? And it doesn't require a whole lot. Okay, I'm gonna get off of here. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it turned out really, really cute. And here is the necklace and our earrings. Okay. Bring this down just a little bit. There we go. And I hope you like it. So let me know what you think, especially considering somebody who's not really an artist in like, I'm an artist in creating, but I'm not an artist in like drawing and stuff like that. But I think these turned out pretty cute. We've got our fishies, we've got our seashells. Remember to like, share, comment. I want to know what you all think. Please comment. And also make sure you share them so we can get to 100 subscribers. I announced before, and I'll announce it again. We've got a long ways to go, but once we get 100 subscribers, I'm going to give away a probably a necklace and earring set. So keep your eye out on the ones that you like. And I'll also sell these. I will be selling the necklaces and earring sets as well. So if it's something you'd like to purchase, just leave me a comment, let me know. But I hope you like them. And until I see you the next time, and the next time will be the part 2 of this, and we'll put together a necklace and earring set. I hope you enjoyed this. Take care. I love you guys. See you the next time. Bye.